UK is way out of line, and we'll see the UK, but European Union is really out of line. UK is out of line, but I'm sure I think that one can be worked out.
Donald Trump is fired up, and when he's fired up, things get messy. He's looking at the UK and saying, "You're way out of line." What? Because the trade game isn't going his way. The EU is raking in a $350 billion trade surplus with the US, and Trump isn't having it. He's already slapped tariffs on China, Mexico, and Canada, and now the UK might be next. But here's where it gets tricky. Kier Starmer is stuck in the middle. He's trying to play nice with both the US and the EU, insisting they're equally important. But that's not how this works. The UK can't sit on the fence forever. If Trump doesn't like what he sees, he'll make sure Britain pays for it. And let's be honest, Starmer isn't exactly known for taking charge in tough situations.
President Trump presented Prime Minister Kier Starmer with an open goal today. All Starmer had to do was tap the ball into the empty net, and everything would have been absolutely fine.
What happens next? Well, it's not looking good. Donald Trump isn't the type to sit back and let things slide. If something doesn't go his way, everyone hears about it. And right now he's looking at the UK and saying, "You're way out of line." The issue? Trade. Trump thinks the UK isn't playing by his rules, and he's not happy. He's already hinted at tariffs, making it clear, if Britain leans too close to the EU, there will be consequences. Now, you might not want Trump over for dinner, but underestimating him? That's a mistake. If he gets re-elected, the world could be in for a major shakeup. Trump has always claimed to have a soft spot for Britain, but let's be real, that doesn't mean he's handing out favors. Sentiment doesn't translate into trade deals. If Kier Starmer wants to avoid an economic disaster, he needs to step up and negotiate. But here's the problem. Trump isn't someone you can ignore or handle lightly. If Starmer fumbles this, the UK could face serious financial pain. Trump hates losing. And when it comes to trade, he's convinced the US has been getting ripped off for years. There's a $350 billion trade deficit with the EU, and in his eyes, that's unacceptable. He believes Europe is playing America, selling far more goods than it buys. And if there's one thing Trump can't stand, it's feeling like he's been played. So what's his plan? Tariffs, big ones. He's already hinted at heavy taxes on European industries, cars, steel, agriculture. Nothing is off the table. He wants to level the playing field, even if it means economic warfare. And here's where things get tricky for the UK. If Starmer pushes Britain too close to the EU, the country could get caught in the crossfire. Trump is already watching. If he thinks the UK is trying to benefit from EU trade deals while expecting a smooth relationship with the US, he won't let it happen. Britain could be Trump's next target. And right now, Starmer doesn't seem ready for that fight. He's been openly critical of Trump, on trade, security, everything. Not the best way to start negotiations. And here's the thing about Trump, he doesn't forget. Starmer is playing it safe, avoiding direct confrontation, likely hoping to keep things from spiraling. But that's not how it works with Trump. If you don't take a stand, he bulldozes right over you. The real danger? If Trump decides Starmer isn't worth dealing with, the UK could be left completely isolated. No special trade deals, no security cooperation, nothing. Britain can't afford to be on the wrong side of a Trump trade war. But right now, Starmer isn't doing much to stop it. Trump versus Starmer. A deal or disaster? If Kier Starmer thinks Donald Trump will show up all friendly and hand the UK a perfect trade deal, he's in for a rude awakening. Trump doesn't do favors. He's transactional, and if he doesn't get what he wants, he will hit back. Higher tariffs, stricter trade barriers, and a weakened US-UK relationship. That's what's on the table if Starmer plays this wrong. The problem? Right now he's doing exactly that. Starmer recently went to Brussels, supposedly to strengthen ties with the EU. But what did we get? More vague statements, careful wording, and no clear strategy. No bold moves, no game-changing plans, just another round of political safe talk. Meanwhile, the world isn't waiting. The EU and the US are clashing over trade. Trump is watching. And Britain? It's stuck in the middle. If Starmer doesn't act fast, the UK could be left with nothing. No strong deal with Europe, no trade agreement with the US, and no leverage on the global stage. And here's the kicker. Trump doesn't wait. He doesn't hesitate. If he sees Starmer trying to play both sides, he will act. And when Trump moves, he moves fast. Critics are already saying Starmer's indecisiveness is hurting the UK. And they're right. While Trump is aggressive, demanding, and focused, Starmer is hesitant and vague. In negotiations, that's weakness. And Trump? He exploits weakness. The UK needs a leader who can stand firm, secure the best deal and protect Britain's interests. Right now, that's not what Starmer is showing. If he keeps stalling, the UK won't just be left behind, it'll be paying the price for years to come. So what's next? Will Starmer step up or will Trump run right over him?